Hi there, welcome back to Tyranny. It's Smith's Day and we are the Anvil of Justice, and this Anvil of Justice has a lot to do. We need to go to Tynon's court because we need help. We have agreed to save the baby of Emilia, who is strangely now the last in line of the regents, and to kill a baby that is totally innocent, that has done nothing, that is just not our style, right? I mean, the law is the law, but a baby is a baby. It couldn't have done anything. It will have no claims, because we have taken the fortress. Emilia will submit to Graven Ash. And yeah, we'll save that kid. Maybe we can convert it too. As it's so young, it should be relatively easy to show it the best things that Tynon and Kyros have to offer. It could become a leader. So let's find out what we can do. Demetrius, that is favored guy with a big sword, in full earnest wanted to kill the baby. Yeah, that's just a little bit too much. I don't think that's necessary. We don't think it's necessary. Even Barik doesn't think it's necessary. So that says something, right? We could go to the burning library, but first we should really go to Tynon's court. Where is it? Come on. Here, to Bastard City. Look, we're automatically teleporting around. Very nice. Hey there, Tynon. We've got a question. Oh, I love this big room here. Nice carpets, the flames. That could be our new living room. I have to talk to my partner about this. My wife. If she likes red. And fireballs. It's looking really good. Now, let's see. Tynon. Mercy, my lord Tynon, mercy. Who's that? Cordius? Let's look at this. What's going on? My lord Tynon. Must plead for my innocence in this matter. That will be for the court to decide. The Forgebound are my subjects, and I hold them to a higher standard. You are the keepers of the Iron Secret that cannot be forgotten. Fatebinder, so kind of you to join us. I wonder if you might assist in educating this case. As always, I am curious to witness your execution of Kyros' law. It would be my pleasure, Your Honor. Excellent. Smith, offer up your testimony. Forgebound artisan clears his throat. I bought a shiny bauble from a merchant passing through Lithian's Crossing, a stone of great beauty and strength. Over time I shaped it into a mallet for pounding iron. The properties of the stone were incredible. I could swing harder, faster, and without strain. It increased my production of iron weapons tenfold. Until your master grew suspicious and turned you over to me. The bauble you speak of was a touchstone, an artifact known to originate from the old walls, to which all are forbidden to go. The charge is trespass and theft of forbidden artifacts. You may proceed, Fatebinder. Did you know where the touchstone came from? Not at first. The merchant wouldn't reveal his sources, but it didn't take long to put the pieces together. You just don't encounter objects of such power anywhere else. When you realized the object's source, did you stop using it? No. Once I had it figured out, every swing of the mallet shamed me something awful. But I knew that I was doing right by Kyros. I was sending his army the best weapons I'd ever crafted. I thought that might absolve me, because I thought wrong. Did you ever lie about using the mallet? No, that is, the other smiths were curious about my work, but no one thought to inspect my tools. Since no one asked, I never told them. A lie of omission, then, just as nefarious in the eyes of Kyros. What if your arcane tool had harmed someone or yourself? What then would have become of iron production? I don't know, Your Honor. Well, I'm ready to give my ruling. I trust in your instincts, Fatebinder. Make sure that my confidence is not misplaced. Well, he did not stop using it, as he knew, and Tyranny is ready. We must avoid these kinds of risks. Who knows what can happen here, right? The artifact and its use were forbidden. The smith is guilty. Oh no! He winces in anticipation of a coming blow. Such is the will of Kyros. Though I am loath to see iron production fall, I cannot abide improvisation in the ranks of my forge-bound. What of the punishment, Fatebinder? I can rely on you to determine a proportional response. Well, he hasn't lied. 3 days in the stocks. We could brand his face. He's already tattooed. What does it matter? No. He should remember it very good, so, but you'll not lose a hand. And death, no. This will all be bad to iron production. 3 days in the stocks should do. It's time to think then. To be the mockery of his peers and countrymen. Yes, I think that will do nicely. You are as uncompromising as I ever taught you to be in your execution of Kyros' law. Well done, Fatebinder. The court is adjourned. And now I want to speak to you in private, Tunon. A pressing matter. This bitter quip again. I'll have to talk to you about something else. You return. It's gratifying to see that the war has not caused you to forget your roots. What is it you wish to know? Tell me, do you know anything about the laws of succession in Stalwart? I do not trouble myself with the laws of conquered savage lands, only the dismantling of their corruption. Speak to Binder Callio. She has demonstrated great curiosity in such matters, beyond even what her station should allow. Thank you, and I have no more questions. Then be on your way. Callio. Callio it is. So, you know, eh? And you're a woman. What a coincidence. Fatebinder Callio. Regards, Jacob, the Lord Red. You look as if you need something. Callio tips her head to one side. A glimmer of curiosity in her dark, discerning eyes. What can I do for you? Callio touches a gentle hand to your shoulder. Do you know anything about the laws of succession in Stalwart? Funny you should mention it. Just the other day I was poring over some old text in the basement of a municipal building. You would do well from learning these southern customs, even as we dismantle them. What do you need to know? Can a baby with royal blood concede their right to the throne? Not exactly, but the mother might be able to. She raises her brow with interest. There's a story behind it if you're interested. Lots of Stalwart issues involve stories. Well, let's hear it then. I mean, we want to get the best out of her, and you always get the best of people if you hear their stories. Let's hear it then. Old Stalwart was ruled by tradition and an oft-times twisted sense of national identity. Stories they held in high esteem set most of the precedent. That's why a lot of their legal documents contained fables or family histories. They gave the people a reason to follow the law, beyond the law itself, I mean. What's more, any practice could be overturned if it was judged outside of their sense of cultural identity. I'm getting to the good part, I promise. Go on. A few generations back, the High Regent of Stalwart was Queen Hadrium. She birthed to her husband a pair of daughters, Lucanum and Tachum. Lucanum was the stronger of the two, but since she was birthed second, the rule of Stalwart would fall to Tachum. Queen Hadrium was having none of it. She wanted the strongest of her blood to sit the throne of Stalwart. Being wise in law, she concocted a plan. She bribed an archivist to draw up an old fable. The details of the story were similar to her own, though not so close that it would draw suspicion. I won't bore you with the details, but the story ended with a fabled queen making a simple statement to cut off an infant's right to the throne of Stalwart. Thankfully for Queen Hadrium, the story was convincing enough that people bought into the new tradition. Lucanum later died to a wasting disease, but that's a story for another day. Do you know the statement she made? Sure do. She clears her throat. I state your name, formally abdicate my son's or daughter's claim, the regency of Stalwart, dissolving all ties, compacts, vassals, and holdings. We forfeit all protections and advantages given by the ancient bloodline. The regents were usually a little more dedicated to their pomp and circumstance, but in this case, I think they wanted to get the job done fast. I hope that helps. Thank you and farewell. I'll speak with Lantry.
At your service.
Let's discuss current matters.
How can I help?
There's nothing new to say. You discovered that the regent bloodline is the result of a magical pact, one that can be rendered null if Amelia renounces her child's birthright. Graven Ash may be able to offer some insight, particularly since this matter involves his daughter. So we'll visit Graven Ash. He'll be so happy. He'll kill us. Let's see. Let's see what we can find out about this matter. Go to Ironhearth at once. Oh, we're wasting so many days, but it is important. It is really. A whole week, and Amelia's still standing. What would you do in such a situation? In the game? In real life? Going for the easier decisions? Or the harder ones? Anyone new here? Look, they're practicing, or they're dancing even, cheering each other on. The wind is still there. Wind is still there too, doing its damage. Hey Graven, you're a grandfather. I thought you'd be happy. I thought I'd tell you. Hey there. Ash stares into space and worries his beard with both hands. The reflexive action seems to bring him comfort, though the ferocity of his gesture strikes you as unhealthy. We can poke him. No, I mean, we want him good, so... Archon. He blinks and turns to you with a look of recognition. Ash clears his throat and sets his stance in a composed, confident manner. Fatebinder, I hope you come with good tidings. Ironhearth may be our home in the tears, but my heart longs for the north. Puts on a broad smile, but there's a lining of concern about it. You look distracted for a moment there. The war leaves me preoccupied. I cannot worry enough about the safety of my soldiers. Every outpost, every detachment, the cohort of daughters and sons who I would bring home at once, he sighs. About daughters and sons. You look like you were in pain. Opens his mouth to retort, but closes it. Considers you with an appraising stare. And why shouldn't I be in pain? I am a father and a general. This army is my family, and those who once occupied these lands would do us great harm. Worry not for me. Think of the Legion and protect them where able. If you can accomplish that much, you will serve me well indeed. What is it you require? Let's talk about Amelia. My Amelia, what have you learned? I can sense that she yet lives, but I am blind to all else. Tell me what you know, before the anticipation drives me to madness. Say what you would, then. Let's avoid stalwart or regent in our statement to calm him down. She bridged the gap between the north and south by mothering a female heir. What are you saying, Fatebinder? My Amelia is too noble to lay with the southern wretch, but less willingly bear his polluted offspring. No, this is some fabrication, a joke at my expense. I cannot. Ash squeezes his eyes shut and shakes his head vigorously. No, 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 the very idea repulses me beyond all measure, and you, Fatebinder, he bears down on you with madness in his eyes. If you would bring slander and atrocity to this fort, then I will instruct Tunon to strike your head from your lawful neck. Do you hear me? He bellows with such force that spittle wets his beard, and the cohorts of the training yard turn with panic in their eyes. Ash cuts off his speech and holds his rigid posture. Throughout the prolonged silence, you aren't sure if he plans on swinging his mace in a wide arc, or simply exploding from the tension he fights to repress. A wane rises along the crest of his scalp and slowly recedes as Ash calms his breathing. I'm just going to back away and let you handle this one. Don't mind me, Worse says. Speak no more of these lies. I won't have them poisoning the air of Iron Hearth and the ears of my fellow countrymen. You're a fool if you think I'd believe such an obvious ruse. Ash regards you with uncertainty, his eyes searching for truth or contradiction. The child is at the center of Kyros' edict. There must be some way to help them. He holds your gaze with flat, even focus. Ash takes a deep breath through his nose, filling his lungs and swelling his chest until he has expanded significantly in your vision. When he releases the breath, comes out deflated and resigned. Then you aren't joking. I can hardly believe that my daughter would be capable of inflicting such atrocity on my legion, much less on her family. If what you say is true, then she has brought shame to this legion and degraded my family line with a product of some great miscalculation. No, she is beyond my mercy. If it will end this edict, kill the child. Kill it anyway, for all that I care. My daughter Amelia died in the Second War of the Conquest. That is what I will tell myself, Fatebinder, even if I must scream it before resting my head. And again upon waking I will hold rituals of mourning until I make it so, because death is nothing to the alternative that you hurl in my face like poison. His face reddens as he regards you with open distaste. Well, shouldn't we at least explore the possibility of another resolution? Maybe you're a little bit extreme. We've found out something. We're of the same mind, but I've never seen the Archon like this before. Fatebinder, tread with caution. No! Ash pounds his shaking fists together. I am the Archon of War, and everything I love has been devoured by this mindless, heartless thing that I must represent for us all. Asherlin, Priam, Brennix, Amelia, lost to me, all of them. My family is reduced to naught, but the soldiers of my legion. He looks out upon the training ground. I love them, Fatebinder. Each is precious to me beyond rings, but even I must recognize they have fallen. Amelia is as dead to me as any of the tearsmen we've left in our tracks. Well, I don't accept that, because, I mean, she was just a little fucking around in the face of the enemy. Who wouldn't have done that to survive, right? Probably you, but You also bowed into Kyros, so don't play the hard man here. I don't accept that, not while I can still save her. A cause every bit as misinformed as it is hopeless. Even if Amelia and the misbegotten child will return to Iron Hearth, they will be strangers in my eyes. Worse, traitors. Maybe so, but if they could be turned back to the northern ways, might that not be a victory? You must seek out answers. The burning library is the locus of all knowledge in the Tears. While you're there, you may as well be of some use to me. Crush the Scarlet Chorus, squatting over those flaming ruins, and destroy the library as Kyros intended. There is said to be a repository of arcane lore in the bowels of the library, the Silent Archive. It must be eliminated to satisfy the terms of Kyros' will. Learn no more than what you need to resolve matters in the Blade Grave. That is my compromise in entertaining your mad ambition. Claiming the arcane lore of the burning library for yourself could violate Kyros' law, would violate Kyros' law, as you are no doubt aware. Alright, I'll seek answers there. My scoutmaster Marik was dispatched to observe the Scarlet Chorus, though I haven't heard from him in some time. Favor and wrath, that's good. His last known location was the village of Effigy. The wilderness around the library is plagued with chorus patrols and wildfires that can make routes treacherous at a moment's notice. Marik should be able to assist you in charting a safe course through that wasteland. The general worries his beard and frowns. I instructed Marik to destroy all forbidden lore within the burning library. Given the first available opportunity, the fact that the Edict of Fire persists is cause to assume that he failed. What is the Edict of Fire, though? In the year 430 TR, Kyros proclaimed an Edict of Fire on the Vellum Citadel, punishing the sages of the School of Ink and Quill for their refusal to surrender. The edict brought lava from beneath the soil erupting to the surface, devastating the sages' library fortress. The smouldering, uninhabitable husk of a stronghold is now known as the Burning Library. I'm still working on securing the Blade Grave and researching the Burning Library. I appreciate the transparency, but your time would better be spent out in the field. Don't dally in Iron Hearth unless you have something specific in mind. We have few enough provisions as it is. Well, thank you and farewell. We could now try to get back. Maybe it's enough what we found out in Tunon's court. I doubt it really. But we could try. So that we don't kill an innocent baby. There's effigy, but there's also Sentinel stand. It's close by. We're not hurried. In that case, at least. What will happen now? I mean, we should also have the possibility to avoid these long walks here, but on the other hand, it's nice to have them experienced. Like, it is still nice to watch here with all the wind. We'll miss that wind for the sole reason that it is so picturesque. And it's a long way into the fortress, into the stand. So we'll first see if that works, and then we'll fulfill Gravenash's will. Thankfully, that has been broken through. So it's going to be a short walk over to Amelia and her little bug. And her little love bug. So there, Amelia. Fatebinder, have you come up with anything? Abdicate your line. As Regent Mother, you have the authority. You must merely say the words. Hope reflects in her expression for the first time. Is it truly as simple as that? A clerical formality? To spare an innocent life? She huffs as much in surprise as derision. If this works, I'll owe you more than I can possibly repay. Here, the edict damaged this trinket, but you might still find it useful. I, Amelia, formally abdicate my daughter's claim to the Regency of Stalwart, dissolving all ties, compacts, vassals, and holdings. We forfeit all protections and advantages given by the ancient bloodline. She pauses. Was that enough? Silence descends upon the hall. For a moment, it seems as if the winds outside have halted their dance. A loud crash against the hall doors breaks the stillness. Outside, the storm begins to whip about furiously, sending dust and debris into the chamber. What is happening now? At first you think the force of arcane power dissipating is enough to carve the skin from your bones, a sensation you attribute to the Edict of Storms, but it cools you just as quickly. What is happening here? The winds buffeting the keep have abated. Outside, an eerie silence pervades the air, a stillness that hasn't visited Stalwart for a long time. You can hear the very symbols that brought the Edict of Storms into being, each syllable proclaiming itself from a newfound corner of your mind. It would seem the edict is now a part of you. Thank goodness it worked. You spared my daughter. And here I had come to expect nothing but cruelty from the servants of Kyros. Amelia looks to the crib. Now we have a chance at what might never have been. A life outside of these walls. My father can be severe and uncompromising, but I'll return to Ironhearth and his protection. At least while the conflict persists. Hopefully he isn't so consumed by war that I can still appeal to him as a man and father. I always appreciated them more than the Archon. I regret none of the decisions I made to get here. We'll disagree on that much, but my daughter will be safe. Stalemate between the Unbroken and the Disfavored is at an end. A victory that can't be measured in rings. Thank you, Fatebinder. I'll remain at Sentinel Stand to secure this location and send word to Ash of your excellent work. Power has increased. Ended the Edict of Storms. Should speak with Graven Ash now. We'll see what happens. Goodbye. Hey, you should take the child with you. Let's have a look at this child. This crib has been meticulously cleaned, while other objects in the hall have traces of dust and metallic powder on them. None of it is found here. And what's this? Ha! Jewels. We'll confiscate that in the name of QAnon. Thank you for watching. I hope you like this episode. We'll talk to Graven Ash in due time. Let's see what he says about his daughter and his granddaughter being at the Iron Hearth camp. Happy gaming to you. This is Immanuel signing out.